Buildings burn, people die, but real love is forever. In the spring of 1994, a movie hit theaters that didn't just capture a generation, it defined a completely new aesthetic. Long before Marvel Cinematic Universe took over Hollywood, there was a darker, grittier, and deeply poetic kind of comic book movie. It followed a resurrected rock musician dressed in black electrical tape and leather, stalked by a supernatural bird through a rain-drenched, burning city. Welcome back to Character Profile. Today, we're stepping into the shadows of Detroit on Devil's Night to break down the biography, the colossal cultural impact, and the deeply haunting trivia of the ultimate gothic icon, Eric Draven from The Crow. To truly understand the character of Eric Draven, you have to look at the real-world heartbreak that created him. Eric wasn't conceived in a corporate boardroom. He was created by an artist named James O'Barr, who was serving in the Marines in 1981 when his fiancée was tragically killed by a drunk driver. Consumed by raging grief, O'Barr put his pain into paper and exercised his demons. The story he wrote became the foundation for the 1994 film. Eric Draven was a generic guitar player from a local Detroit rock band called The Hangman's Joke. He was deeply in love with his fiancée, Shelley Webster. But on October 30th, notorious Devil's Night, a brutal street gang working for a crime lord named Top Dollar broke into their apartment. Eric was shot, stabbed, and thrown out of a 4-story window, while Shelley was brutally assaulted and died hours later in the hospital. 1 year later, a mystical crow lands on Eric's tombstone. Driven by a love so fierce it literally refuses death, Eric rises from the grave. He isn't a hero set out to save the world. He's a vengeful spirit granted total invulnerability, systematically hunting down the men who destroyed his life. When The Crow released, it completely shattered the template for what a comic book adaptation could look like. Up until then, mainstream audiences associated comic books with the bright, campy tones of the late 80s or the stylized Art Deca of the Tim Burton's Batman. The Crow changed everything. It took a relatively small $23 million budget and created a rain-soaked industrial neo-noir nightmare. And right at the center of the nightmare was Brandon Lee. Lee took the character of Eric Draven and turned him into a gothic rock and roll Terminator. But instead of playing him like a cold machine, Lee brought a staggering amount of vulnerability, sadness, and poetic romance to the role. The cultural impact was immediate. Eric Draven single-handedly launched a massive wave of 90s alternative fashion, turning leather trench coats, combat boots, and distressed makeup into a massive subculture movement. Plus, the movie's soundtrack became legendary, bringing industrial metal and alternative rock into the mainstream. The character proved that a comic book movie could be R-rated, deeply emotional, and incredibly cool.
Is that gasoline I smell?
Now, let's dig into the incredible trivia behind this character that completely reshaped Hollywood history. First up, the inspiration for the iconic face paint. Most people assume Eric's look was stolen straight from rock icons like Alice Cooper or the band Kiss. But Brandon Lee actually revealed that the specific design was inspired by a vintage marionette mask he saw. Lee wanted the makeup to look distressed and imperfect, so he actually insisted on applying the grease paint himself most of the time, letting it smudge naturally during his performance. Trivia fact number 2, paving the way for John Wick. When Brandon Lee tragically lost his life on set with only 8 days of filming left, the production was completely devastated. To finish the movie, the director had to pioneer groundbreaking digital effects. He brought in a talented young stunt double to fill in for Eric's remaining scenes. Using early digital rotoscoping to superimpose Brandon's face onto that body, that stunt double, a guy named Chad Stahelski. Decades later, Chad would go on to become a massive Hollywood director and create the John Wick franchise. The physical movement and dark action style of Eric Draven literally laid the groundwork for modern action cinema. Ultimately, The Crow grossed nearly $100 million worldwide, but his true legacy isn't found in box office numbers. It's remembered because of a real human love story. Loss and resurrection bled right through the celluloid. Eric Draven taught us that even in the darkest, most tragic moments, the rain can't last forever. Where does Eric Draven rank on your list of all-time greatest movie anti-heroes? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the subscribe button and let me know who we should do next on Character Profile. And I'll see you guys in the next one.